I'm sorry, not back here.
There could be some.
Sorry. We don't keep those anymore, do we? I'm just kidding. What number this is? Good, how are you? That's based off the live stream of this class. Or did it?
We've done lots of homes. So.
Well, I mean, we live in Powell, so we've only never been out there Friday. Just honestly, perfect combo. Absolutely nothing else but all day. Yes.
They leave this week to Danny County. Yes, so. Yeah. There's some of the study guidelines. Unlike the rest of them.
I was saying this last week.
Well, I didn't come the first week. I came last week.
You were the first of this last.
I kind of just read, definitely read my notes too, so I don't think you miss first.
I'm trying to put something together. Yeah.
Yeah. Way to go sometimes.
Yeah.
And we won't be here next time.
That's right, we sure won't.
Well, but you're free. Oh, okay. Made everybody go around.
We have to do that first.
We did that. I know. Not that I know everybody's name. Been married.
Space, you know. You gotta be making big,
Yeah.
big little elbow space. That's true.
I was like, I need to move down off the thing. That chair was a little crowded to him, so I was like,
Might be better for the video. Then it's all full.
yeah.
No, lots of stuff.
We sat in that corner last week, so we constantly had angles out of it. I made sure.
I'll be back.
I miss having the old stuff, you know, like where it was still up. Really had a, we called it bridge builder. But it was like when we were in 20, and like, yeah, you had like bonfires, kids, everybody had kids.
Yeah.
Go this way if you think about
I'm
it.
glad they're doing something that's beneficial.
That's true. Started like 9, 10 or 9, 15. Or about 9, 10. Holy gosh. Yeah, it's over
That's something
I don't think they had.
you don't know where you're going.
Oh, yes. And I was like,
That's pretty good.
that's like hard, but I was part of my sister.
And I'm going to assume this is approximately the crowd that we're going to have this morning. I'm sure some people will trickle in. Danny and Tammy are visiting grandbabies, this morning. This was a good break in the calendar from Danny. They're not at home, and so you have us. I think that Danny and Tammy were the ones who were the longest wed in here. I think they were 38 years, is what they said the other day. I think that made them the longest. I don't know if they were the most anything, but he asked me last Sunday jump in, facilitate this class, and I've enjoyed this. I also was talking to them, and I feel like whenever we did the parenting class last semester, that it was almost like jovial excitement to like share all the stories of things with kids, and like, you know, oh, my kids this thing, and like, you know, we just had a lot of back and forth, and I think it's a lot weirder to have that back and forth when it's like, you remember this time that Abby did this crazy thing. I don't have any Abby crazy stories. She probably has 5 crazy, but I don't know how to overcome that in many ways. But it does seem like this is just slightly tense than maybe what we had. We were talking about like raising babies and that time that my kid would go to sleep. So I think it's good. We have 6 pages of discussion questions, and so we'll just kind of lean on that. But so the book is The Fight for Us, and what I wanted to kick off in Danny fashion is to go around and say to say the first fight you remember or the silliest fight you remember. So yeah, that way, like the first fight was bad, we just go with silly. And yeah, give me a moment to collect themselves. So the first fight, the silliest fight, or as Mike said, you're the only fight that you're willing to admit in public. So I remember that our first fight was as students at Bridge Hartman. We went to play tennis, and for some reason, I felt like I was, authorized and compelled to give tennis tips. I had no basis for such a thing, but I feel like that was I don't know, you probably tell for that, but I just gave a lot of tips, and I had no skill. I just had a lot of advice, and I don't know that we played tennis again thereafter.
I think I thought we were there just for fun, and Ryan was there to become better tennis players. I don't think you know what you're talking about, but you keep telling me what to do. So yeah, and then I remembered that you didn't even remember this, but on our honeymoon, I just bought all this new makeup for our wedding, and I brought it on our honeymoon, and I was trying to decide if I should put it in my checked bag and risk maybe it getting lost, or put it in my carry-on and them saying like, oh, you can't have all this, and I was like, he was kind of like, who cares, it doesn't matter, put it in your checked bag, and I'm like, then I won't have any makeup. We got to go to church in the morning, and and he really felt like he had a good idea of what to do, and I was really needing to talk it out, and I was worried I was going to lose all this new makeup I bought. He doesn't even remember, and so it feels from me, and not him.
She's held on to it.
I can imagine a similar conversation if we're going.
All right, we're going to go this way this time because we tend to go this way. So, and Jackson, just to give you a heads up, we're going with our first fight or our silliest. You've got like 15 seconds.
Put on the spot.
All right, so Mike and Julie, I think we decided 27 years. We also dated a long time before we got married, like 7 years. So we started dating her freshman year, my sophomore year, high school. So we dated a really long time. The biggest fight, pretty much, was over religion. She grew up in the Methodist church, family group, very devoted Methodist. I grew up in Church of Christ, very conservative Church of Christ. So we got along great. But after, it was probably we were in college. So it was probably a time it was really getting ready to get serious. Approaching a few years from age. We kind of had to knock down, drag out over that. And decided to split ways. for I think a grand total of a day. And then we came back together, worked that. I don't know if you remember the silliest thing. We argue over restaurants quite a bit.
So silliest fight or just the first fight? Like, you start.
So Jackson and Kayla Klaus, we've been married 10 years. We did have some similar disagreements early on, kind of over just kind of background in the church. Neither one of us were, really different, just a few things. More conservative background, wouldn't say liberal by any means, but there's some, I think that was, we were dating, pretty big differences. Obviously, we worked through those. I'd say if I think of it, I'll come back to it.
James and Kristen Johnson, been married 9 years, and I think it's kind of silly but serious to me because it involves food, and I love food. I'm a foodie. Probably early on in our marriage, like 9 years ago or so, and I love a good cheeseburger. So I like to know what I'm going to eat that night. I'm going to text them, what do I eat? We're having cheeseburgers tonight. Yes, cheeseburgers. I was just envisioning this double patty, cheese, pickles, mayo, the whole setup. And then I think she told me that then or later when I got out, she said, we're trying something new. It's be a healthier cheeseburger. All right, I'll play your game. And so she's like, we're going to have a big, mushroom buns, portobello mushroom buns. And so I was like, hold up. So I didn't say that to her. But previously, a couple weeks before, and I feel like it was soon enough this matter, I said, there's a few foods that I do not like. Just a hint. And one of those was chickpeas. I'm just not a big fan of chickpeas. If you like them, congratulations for you. But I don't like chickpeas. Please never cook those. She had, and so I took a bite of this burger. That was not the burger that I'm used to. And when I pulled it away, there was a half of a chickpea staring me in the face. And I was like, this is going to be a long marriage. She had just forgotten that I don't like chickpeas. But it was very fresh on my memory. I just told you a couple weeks ago.
Following a recipe,
Following a recipe. See. Anyway, that was
I never made them again. Okay.
first fight.
Jeff and Connie Joyner, we've been married 32 years and dated 8 years before that.
So we've been together 40.
For a little bit.
Our ongoing fight, like this is an ongoing thing. Every time we travel, I pack too much, he said. And eventually I said, well, if you wanted to marry a manly woman, then you should have. And so I said, I'll pay for my own check bag and it'll be just fine. But this is every time we travel. It's an ongoing argument. But we get some, but no. I have 3 bags of my own. But it's an ongoing argument. And then we get there, then my son and him, just like we just went to New York, they don't ever have enough clothes. They're having to layer up because they didn't pack appropriately, and I'm over here, and I brought like the warmest stuff I had, and I was like, and my son left the first day to run around in 25-degree weather, and he didn't have his gloves on, and I was like, I thought you were an 18-year-old adult. He said, I guess I'm not, am I? So like it's an ongoing battle in our family of it. They think I pack too much, but ultimately we get somewhere and they're never prepared. I was a Girl Scout, so I'm always prepared.
Daniel and Rachel Mitchell have been married 17 years now. I would say it may not be the silliest fight, but it's definitely the most memorable. We were at Six Flags with our oldest daughter, Braylon. She was 5 at the time. We were at Six Flags, and she had had a rough morning with some rides, and Hey, let's go to lunch. Hey, there's the log ride. You want to do the log ride? She's like, yeah. So we get in line. We get to the front after a 30-minute wait. And she's like, I don't want to do it. I said, no. We've waited in line. We're doing it.
And I said, no, it's okay. We can just walk through and say we're not riding anymore.
And I said, no, we're doing it.
And she started screaming.
We got on the log ride with
Loudly.
her screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I sat in the front so I could hear everything. And when we went around that first corner, I realized I was an idiot. And that was the longest ride of my life that I wanted to be short. Needless to say, I didn't pick any rides the rest of the day after that. I
Have you
learned
ever
my
gone back to
lesson.
Six Flags?
Huh? We have not been back to Six Flags since.
It was a trip.
Braylon screamed the whole ride until I got wet, and then she thought that was a little. But yeah.
But she was upset because her first ride was a roller coaster that I said she didn't need to ride.
And she wanted. She says she wanted to, and it was too big for her. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Adam, David Carly. We've been married 15 years. I don't remember the first ride. She says it probably had to do with time. Wasn't dietary, so she has a long time. She just. So we probably thought about that. The silliest fight, I don't remember what. It actually was like a very serious fight. And we had been in it like hours. And it was just us at the house. We had a little bit of time without the kids. And spent the entire time fighting. I don't remember what I said. But very, like, it was just something ridiculous to the point where it made me laugh. And it was just like the whole fight. I said something just silly or stupid, ridiculous, and she started laughing. And this whole like 2.5 hour fight just dissipated. I don't know what I would have gotten hit if I had done it earlier or something. She does. I may want to sit over there. She. This way, talking about our first fight. So good luck.
Wait till the end if you don't want to share.
No, so yeah, that was. I don't remember what. Usually my hand.
Jonathan's not here, so spin it however I want to spin it. Hannah, Jonathan Kaufman, our daughters. We've been married 19 years. Anytime anything about a first fight gets brought up, this is what this comes to my mind, even though it wasn't our first fight, but it was silly, but very important at the time. So when we got married, this was, almost 20 years ago. So telephone companies was a lot different. And where I'm from, everybody had Verizon. He had AT&T. And it was a big deal because you didn't have coverage. You can't get AT&T. So I didn't want to switch stations. He wanted me to switch stations. He hated Verizon. And we fought and I cried and we fought and I cried and I just felt like he hated me because how am I going to be able to find my family? What if I'm home? I got cell service. Anyway, we landed on AT&T somehow. I don't know how it is, but
You needed your friends and family.
I
You
did.
know, Verizon didn't work.
That's right. Exactly.
Minutes mattered.
It did. It's way different than it is now. Like, it doesn't matter now. It matters. So.
Harrison, those have been on for years. Can't remember our first one. Our ongoing fight is we have learned that we grew up very different theories about the garbage disposal.
Let me guess, she puts everything and anything in it.
Things that I just wouldn't imagine.
It's a class thing.
What is it made for?
No.
It grinds it up. And you know how to take it out.
And I'm sure this is we never had to replace our garbage. They did. I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. So anyway, in the less than 3 years married, I have to see vlog. I don't ever remember my dad having kids. Again, I'm sure that's totally. So anyway.
That's the most part of I've ever heard here.
Well, that's shocking because it's easy.
I'm very passionate. Anyway, this is pretty recent. This was in the last 2 weeks. I had to do it again, and I was like, "Dad, will you please just throw things away?" I don't put that. I just had to pull an entire tortilla. That's all right. We haven't had to replace it yet, and if we do, it'll probably turn into a more serious argument.
We have, and my dad had to come fix ours, and he had to unplug it, and there were probably, if anyone knows Jack, you know how many eggs he eats, and no telling, dozens upon dozens of eggshells were just in the. I mean, it was a disgusting mess. It was horrible. You're not supposed to eggshells.
That was foreign. Who puts
Don't do it. Messes it up.
You know what's not good? I only started doing that. This is gonna be a very
Just need a better garbage disposal.
Cheap. None are good enough.
We've been married 5 years, coming on 6. So I grew up in a house that was like all guys except for my mom. We never put the toilet seat down. I didn't know that was like a normal thing that people do. So when we got married early on, apparently Conley goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night with her eyes closed. And so I would get yelled at about like, I fell into the toilet. I'm like, how? You just not check anything. There's a light for a reason. And also, like, why would and the whole thing was, probably, like, you think about the effort. I'm doing 50%. You could do the other 50%. I got to do 50%. Why is this such a big deal? You got to do 50%. I'm doing 50%. You know, potential hardship. You do want to save yourself potential hardship.
You ask this question next week, a lot of our arguments are going to be centered around that. Thank you.
But I train myself to do both. Don't tell I said it.
Logan, Carson, Lewis, together 2 years.
Been together for 7. Our first fight, so when we were dating, we did long distance for like 4 of us, 4 of the 7 years. And his best friend's name is Zach, and they lived right down the road from each other growing up. They lived together in college, like, they're always, like, it's a package deal, kind of, like, it's a grown-up joke. Well, they had 2 pet ducks when they were in college. They lived in an apartment, and they had 2 pet ducks. And anyway, they came home, and it was something stupid. Like, we were supposed to go something. He calls me. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to come pick you up because me and Zach are building a chicken coop. I said, for what? He was like, for our ducks. And then I, like, got so mad because I was like, y'all are together all the time, and you live together, and you look at each other all the time. Can't you build this chicken coop a different day? Anyway, we obviously, the ducks, chicken coop, ducks lasted like 2 weeks, I think. But here we are.
Amelia and Gordon, we were married for 5, almost 6 years. I can't remember our first fight, but an ongoing one for us is when Gordon opens his eyes this morning, he is ready to do whatever has to be done. If he's building a window, he's going to be putting the window in at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Slip all night.
That's not
for 8 hours.
My coffee at 30 minutes and just have my cup of coffee. And he can't stand that. And even just yesterday at 5:37 in the morning, because now that we have a child, I intentionally wake up. The child wakes up so I can have. So I get up at 5 o'clock yesterday to have my own time, and he's awake as well. And at 5:37, he's picking things up around the house. He's like, "Hey, do you want to go put those?" As I'm sitting on the couch. 5:37.
You'll never get called up. You don't
But then he's like, he doesn't know where something goes. He's like, where is this? What is this? What?
You'll learn.
But our house is like perfect right now. All the laundry's done because we started at 5.
I
feel
seen
so
at this
nice. But yeah, that's ongoing.
That's ongoing.
I just wasn't raised that way. It's like, we're up.
Feet at the ground. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. And so, I don't get waking up for like an hour. All right, let's go.
Javier and Kendall go. About a month and a half.
But tomorrow will be 4 years together.
Yeah.
So, but I think, or I can't remember our first dating. Like, I don't feel like we fight. We haven't really had like a marriage fight yet. A month and a half is not too much time to do that. So, but we worked at a restaurant together, and before you mopped floors, you had to, like rinse out. And he was giving me his mop bucket that he had finished. Like, we had sections that we had to mop at night, and I didn't know that he didn't rinse the mop before he gave it to me. And he told me as I was starting to mop, "Hey, you need to go rinse that mop because you didn't do that," as he gave me the made mop bucket. Anyway, the manager came over because when I started mopping the floor, it was pretty bad. I needed to rinse the mop thing. But the manager told me to go rinse the mop bucket out again. And Javi comes around the corner and he's like, "I told you so." It made me really mad.
All right, Bob and Joni Fluck. We've been married 30 years, so definitely cannot remember. I don't know. I will say a reoccurring, kind of an annual fight for us, because it was the same time every year. I grew up with my dad. Grew up in Colorado. We spent a bunch of time out there hunting. But every year we took, this was before each day, every year take off 10 days. Guys, fishing trip, and fall. And when we got married, I didn't give any consideration. We had money for it, time for it. It was just, I'm going, left her deal. All the financial responsibility that comes when you're married and stuff. I didn't give it any thought. I just thought that it's the fall and going on my trip. So that was an annual hunt. That was an annual fight just for a while. But that was our annual fight. I'm going to let Joni tell a silly fight. I have a self-proclaimed pretty bad memory.
That's an ongoing fight, is his memory.
Yeah.
Ongoing.
It's not intentional, but
And I'll just let y'all weigh in on
go
this.
ahead with your
But y'all, we have been to Disney World, and the man does not remember it.
I'm pretty sure the pictures are
He thinks I've created photos at Disney. Did you like have a nice trauma at your
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't impressed, I guess. I don't know.
Well, okay, so we've been married for 30 years, and that was 2 years in.
Yeah, it was very. That's when we
But
were traveling working.
I still vividly remember Disney World with my husband, and he does not. So it's not, his memory is not ongoing. Yeah, it's an ongoing fight. Memory is not.
All right, so Robert Mullins, my wife's Becky, she's teaching prayer, so that's why I'm here saying
So anyway, so y'all can tell her, y'all mess with her when you say you're like, man, you wouldn't believe what Robert said. She's like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall when you're saying it. Anyway, I guess a couple of our big fights, it's the silliest, looking back, it's the silliest stuff, right? I mean, some of the stuff when y'all look back. But anyway, one of the first ones, we were dating. I don't know if y'all ever seen the board game where it's marbles, it's called aggravation. Where you roll the dice and you got to get if you roll a 1 or a 6, you get your marble out of the thing, you're making it around the board. Well, there's certain spots around the board, you can get them into the safe spot. So we were playing, and so every time I would get to knock somebody back to home, I would pick her. And so, okay, she's almost to win, and okay, you almost have your marble back, and I'd roll whatever, like, back. And she finally, I could tell she was getting mad, and that made me want to do it even more, because she was aggravating her. And we were with people that we didn't really know from church, and she took that whole bowl and flipped it up in the air. And it said tie. And I was like, whoa. And so the only other, and that's silly, she can still tell you about this day. But the other one that she can still tell you about, and this was when we first got married, went to SeaWorld in San Antonio. And it was her birthday, and she wanted to go to a dude ranch in Texas. We're in Texas, and they advertise something, you can go see a rope cow or do whatever, go to a dude ranch and see a real working ranch. And I convinced her to go to SeaWorld instead. We don't need to see cowboys or whatever. And so we did. We went to SeaWorld, and we went to see Shamu, and we sat in the splash zone where the whale comes by, and you might get wet, right? When that whale came by, it was like a fire hose hit her in the face. Me and Abby were sitting behind her, and I mean, just salt water, and she's climbing over the seat, soaking wet. So she's mad. And then we go to this ride that's like this, you're facing each other, like 8 people in a pod, and you're going down this lazy kind of river. And at the end, there's this waterfall, and somebody's getting the waterfall on their head, right? And so we're going down, I'm thinking, please don't. She's already mad. And we go down, it looks like it's going to be me, and we hit the wall, and it spins around in that waterfall, and hits her straight in the top of the head to where her glasses were spinning in the drain on this ride. Anyway, ask her about SeaWorld if y'all want to get me in trouble. So, silly stuff, but still.
Noah and Darby Phillips, well, 3 years together. The first fight that I can remember, we really don't fight, argue a lot. First time that it happened, we had just gotten married. It was our first year married. I was still in physical therapy school, and so I was in class all day, and we didn't have a lawnmower. We had a tiny little yard. Procrastinating, so that bought me a lot. But she was like, "Need to get the grass cut. Find somebody to get it cut." Hey, I don't have time during the day to call people, and I had just found time that day to call somebody to come cut it. And I get home, and the grass looks like it has been chewed by a cow. And what had happened was she was at home all day, and this little kid came by, and he was mowing yards for $25, and he did a terrible job. It looked terrible. And
It was cut.
She was like, grass cut. I'm like, yeah, but I already called this guy, and I'm paying him $45 to cut it, and now he's going to have to cut it anyways. So now we're out almost $100 and all this other stuff. So that was the first time. A lot of times it has procrastination, so we think. So, she is very much a do it now, relax later. I'm going to relax now. So, yeah.
I'm Scott Page. We've been married for 19 years. I'd say most of our fights revolve around me because she wants to tell the stories. Because I won't do it justice.
No. So when we found out we were pregnant with Blair, our first, and found out she was a girl, I had a name picked out from the time I was a teenager. I was going to name her after me. My first name is Alice. And then my great-grandmother that had Jim life, Ruth. Her name was going to be Allie Ruth. I literally had it picked out. So we found out it was a girl, and I was like, well, that's easy. We don't have to worry about a name. And then we found out that his cousin had gotten his girlfriend, and they were due 5 weeks before us. So we go to his grandparents' house in Waverly, and they had just found out they were having her as well, and we were, sitting around talking about names, and she said that they had picked a name. I was like, oh, what's your name? And she's like, Alex. I was like, that's our name. And I was like, how did you come up with the name? Well, we just found it in a book, a name book, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'm naming our daughter after myself. Like, it has meaning, we're naming her Allie. That's going to be her name. And Scott, trying to keep the peace, he was like, it's fine. Both have the same name. It's not a big deal.
You wanted the same name. And I said, I'm not going to Christmas.
No. This was before. So we're sitting at his grandparents' house, and to keep the peace, he's like, it's fine. We can have 2 Allies. It's not a big deal. Okay, whatever. So he didn't allow me to argue anymore with this 16-year-old. Anyway, so we leave and we're on our way home, and I'm still fuming. I'm like, there's no meaning to the name. Like, why do you have to have the one name that I want? And he was like, we're not going to name our kid the same name. We can't do that. And I was like, then tell them to change their name. And he was like, we can find a different name. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And obviously we did, because her name is Claire. But I was so mad, and I did not speak to her for a very long time. I did not like her, because
we're good now.
We did. I won't even say that. That's rude. We were married. They weren't. I'll just say. And I was like, come on, why can't you just give up and pick another name in a book? But that was a really, really big fight for a very long time.
And we got Cal, which is out to sea. So.
In the monogram, yes. Well, I'm wondering if I picked a good question to go around. I appreciate everybody sharing, and all of the. It's good just to hear that fighting is, and that was one of the things that came out in the introduction. Conflict is as old as time. The fight is normal in marriage. It's good to remember this, because I think that people often think that conflict is a red flag, and I don't know what color the flag is, but it's a flag because it's just part of it. It's two people, and you're not going to agree all the time. But God calls husbands and wives to walk in unity. And one of the basic premises of this book is us together is a powerful force, and you can fight with each other, or you can fight for each other. So the whole book is about fighting together and fighting for each other. One of the other points from the intro last week on fight is normal in every marriage is we have an enemy who seeks to destroy us and our marriages. And I think that we're more likely to attribute the work of Satan to temptations and things that we deal with individually. And then I think that we ought to just overlook that marriage is a great place for the devil to do his work. And it's almost like when somebody struggles with something, let's help with this is temptation, and let's pray about this. Then when it's marriage related, all of a sudden it's it's a different thing. It hits different. Or it's what did you do? Or there's more of the blame game, and they talk a lot about the blame. And so I think that it's important to just remember who the enemy is, and it's not our spouse, it's the devil. And conflict is just something that we're going to have to deal with, and it's good to know how to do that in a healthy fashion. We're not, but watched the video with Danny and Tammy coming back. Talks about every couple has a pattern of conflict. They call it the dysfunctional dance. And the 4 dances are like the silent dance, the intense dance, the avoidant dance, and the anxious dance. And I would venture to say that in any given couple, you're both not dancing like the same way. And so I'm probably more of the silent or anxious one, and Abby's probably more of the intense one, even though like she just looks so happy. Bring it in. So, but like she's not avoidant. I can tell you that. Not an anxious bone. I'm probably the most anxious person I know, and so like, but like it's good to know how like the other person reacts and like what that's rooted in, and there's probably all kinds of therapy things associated with all this that we're going to learn about. But this all starts when like we feel tense or distant or anxious or alone. So we'll dig into that, and peace begins when you take responsibility for your part as opposed to trying to play the blame game. And Danny alluded to the example of like it's not you, it's me. Kind of turns into the it's not me, it's you, and kind of goes from there. There are some good discussion questions, and Tammy passed those out last week, and I don't know if there's some on the table or something somewhere, but there were 5 questions, and they're good to sit down and think about. I think Danny read this little paragraph last week, but we'll end with this. God is fighting for you. No matter where your marriage is today, there's hope for a brighter future. When you understand God's design for you as a couple, realize you're not the only ones who struggle. Identify the conflict patterns that trip you up, and humbly own your role in the conflict. You're well on your way to a healthier and more fulfilling marriage with Jesus. So when the battle is fiercest, pause, breathe, and remember that God is with you. I appreciate that everybody was willing to share, and some of them were silly, and some of them still hit a bit close to home. But like it's good to be together and share one another's laughs and burdens and struggles, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this day. So I appreciate you braving the cold weather this morning to be here, and look forward to getting back together next week.
She didn't tell him what things to do. That would be great. Okay. She's running. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to be there. She's mad.
It's my biggest idea.
I get that. No, I'm sorry.
Worst thing that you've been mad at.
Anyway. Yeah, no, for real. Fine. Yep.
someday.